candidates Timi Silva for Bayelsa's governorship poll. And from the foreign scene, dozens die in Israeli air attack on refugee camp. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on Osrc television. I am Oyewumi Ayini Bara. President Bola Tinubu has intervened in the rift between Governor Simi Fubara of Rivers State and his predecessor in office, Nyesom Wike, which has dragged the state into a political crisis. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed disclosed this shortly after the police council meeting at the State House, which both men attended at the presidential villa, Abuja. Both Wike and Fubara attended the police council meeting that confirmed the acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, who was nominated in late June. Despite their field, Fubara and Wike had earlier exchanged pleasantries inside the council chambers venue of the meeting before it commenced. It has been 24 hours since the Rivers State House of Assembly served an impeachment notice on Fubara. Meanwhile, youth of Rivers State have continued the occupation of the entrance gate to the Government House, Port Harcourt, in protest against the move by some lawmakers to impeach the governor of the state, Sir Simi Fubara. The protest began on Monday in the wake of the event and has continued through the day. The protesters are insisting that they will ensure that the sitting governor is not removed from office unlawfully. Thousands of youth today entered the Government House gate with music bands and DJs displaying all forms of entertainment. The state chairman of National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ambassador Chijoke Muyu, said the youth would continue the occupation until they are sure that Fubara is secured. The presidency and the All Progressives Congress has knocked the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar following his allegations that the Supreme Court rewarded illegalities by upholding the victory of President Bola Tinubu in the February 25 presidential poll. Atiku, who addressed a press conference in Abuja, formally had reacted to last week's judgment of the Apex Court, which dismissed his lawsuit to challenge Tinubu's electoral victory. But in its reactions to Atiku's attack on the president and the Apex Court, the presidency took a sharp jab at the former vice president, saying he went into the February poll with a fragmented and tattered umbrella. According to the special advisor to the president on information strategy, Bayo Nanuga, there was no way Atiku and the PDP could have won the election with the party platform under which he contested broken into four parts. He added that Atiku's brand of politics is such that once an electoral process or election does not pave the way for its victory, democracy becomes dysfunctional and must therefore be imperiled. The Nigerian and German government are making moves to promote exchange through bilateral labor migration arrangement or agreement with a view to discouraging illegal migration. Minister of Labour Simon Lalong disclosed this during a visit by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to the Migrant Resource Center at the Nigerian-German Center for Migration and Development, Lagos. It said the Memorandum of Understanding would encourage regular labor migration pathways for the benefit of both countries. It described the event as another milestone in collaboration with the German government, as it would allow both countries to showcase achievements recorded over the years and discuss possible areas of interest. Scholz commended the German agency for its efforts towards promoting vocational skills and development and entrepreneurial training for Nigerians. He said Germany and Nigeria would be capitalizing on the blossoming partnership to provide more opportunities for qualified creatives. The Minister of Transportation, Saidu Alkali, has unveiled the electronic ticketing platforms on the Lagos-Ibadan and Itape-Warri rail line. The electronic ticketing contract was awarded earlier this year by Federal Executive Council for the Lagos-Ibadan route and the Warri-Itape route at the cost of 1.96 billion naira for both firms. From November 1, Nigerians can now log into the website of Nigeria Railway Corporation (NRC) and book their tickets using the National Identification Number (NIN) to purchase same. Launching the electronic ticketing, the Honorable Minister assured Nigerians that their data is safe as the booking is done in the government's own website. Community members of Ojajowa town in Akoko Northwest local government area of the state have called for government recognition of their chosen regent, Sarah Adewale, for the kingdom. A three-man delegation led by Babaito of Uru Kingdom, Jacob Adegoke, while briefing pressmen in Akure, Ondo State capital, cried out against the action of some people who are parading a male regent outside the ruling house, saying it is against the tradition. Omorion Lahungbiji has the details.
Former Olojo of Ojo, Oba Timothy Adewale, passed on the 6th September 2023 after reigning for 24 years. His last daughter, Miss Sarah Adewale, was unanimously approved and made the regent by the constituted ruling houses, Awari Ajo, Awari Oji, and Awari Olofa. Reading out historical facts about Ojajowa town, Oluwasegun Ojo said the community has been in existence since 1700 when it was founded and ruled by Oba Obaro Akila. The community has since produced 8 monarchs who have gone to the great beyond. Speaking on the issue currently threatening the warnings of the kingdom, Babaito of Uro Kingdom, Jacob Adegoke said the daughter of immediate past monarch takes over as regent whenever a king dies, which necessitated the emergence of Miss Sarah Adewale as the current regent chosen by the ruling house of the community.
We have to revert back to our old custom and tradition, and hence we decided to select the daughter of the departed Oba, Miss Sarah Adewale, as regent. Then we wrote a letter and we sent forward it to the government for recognition that we've selected a regent. But to our ultimate surprise, the other party, who are not even from royal family, decided to pick a male person to be regent. And that is one of the reasons why we come to you to make our stand, so can help us make our stand known to the public. I have the list here from 1700 when we have been having an Oba. The first Oba, Oba Rakila, the princess Isujubo Ronu. The second Oba, who reigned from 1778, who is Oba Oloda Shapon. The regent is a female, Princess Olabimpe, is a daughter to the departed Oba.
While condemning the acts of a particular group waging war against the current regent in the kingdom, Babaito said the community is working hard to guard against the mistakes made by their fathers in 1972, which led to the delay of another Oba-elect for 27 years.
In 1972, when there was a crisis or a minor dispute between the two royal families, so the elders decided that they have to look for a neutral person to hold on to the mantle so that it will not be to the side, to the right or to the left, so that peace can reign. And this caused us a serious setback because for over 27 years, the community was without a number. The male regent selected to hold mantle for the incoming Oba decided to say input and fighting to the name to be a number.
Mr. Jacob Adegoke now called on the state government and the general public to save the community from impending danger if the right actions are not taken. Omorion Lahungbiji, Osrc News.
You're still watching Osrc News. At 7 after the break, appeal court clears APC candidate Timmy Perceiver for Bayelsa governorship poll. Please to join us there.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat you guy. We'll see about that.
it's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV. Ondo. The Court of Appeal Abuja has reversed the nullification of the candidacy of Chief Timi Perceiver of the All Progressives Congress APC. Justice Binta Zubairu, who delivered the late judgment, held that Justice Donatus Okorowo of the Federal High Court was wrong in ordering the sack of Silva as a candidate of the APC in the November 11 governorship election in Bayelsa State. The appellate court said the issue of jurisdiction is fundamental in an election matter, and since the lower court had no jurisdiction in the first place, all actions taken in the matter are declared a nullity. The appellate court subsequently voided the decision of Justice Donatus Okorowo, which nullified Silva's participation in the November 11 election. By this judgment, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, would have to release Silva as a candidate of the APC for governorship election in Bayelsa State. In the meantime, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has declared Natasha Ote-Odoaga of the People's Democratic Party the duly elected candidate for the Kogi Central senatorial election held in February 2023. The court further dismissed the appeal filed by Abubakar Ohere of the All Progressives Congress for lacking in merit. The State Selection Petitions Tribunal in September and declared Ote-Odoaga winner of the Kogi Central senatorial election, invalidating the victory of Ohere. The tribunal chairman, Justice Anthony Ojiako, delivered the unanimous judgment of the 3-man panel, revealing that Owere's results were inflated in 9 polling units in the Ajaokuta local government area. He added that the Independent National Electoral Commission reduced Natasha's result in those areas and omitted the result of 3 other polling units meant for Natasha in same local government area. The Zamfara chapter of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigerian Parson today sealed the State House of Assembly complex in compliance with the ongoing nationwide strike by the State Assemblies over non-implementation of financial autonomy for legislature. Zamfara, the Assembly workers stormed the main entrance of the complex and denied legislators entry to the House. Addressing newsmen in Guzau, the State Parson chairman, Mr. Kabiru Udwara, said the action was a total compliance to the ongoing nationwide indefinite strike by the state assemblies. According to Udwara, the assembly will remain sealed until the matter is resolved or any further directives from the national body of the union. In the same vein, the Gombe State chapter of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria has shut down the State House of Assembly. The development complies with the nationwide strike which was embarked upon by the association on Monday. Members of the Parson in their hundreds carried placards with different slogans on autonomy, which included that it is the right of the assembly, not a privilege, and chanted solidarity songs. The State Secretary of Person Aminu Aliyu said the closure of the State Assembly is in line with the directives given by the national body in response to the failure of the federal government to implement the financial autonomy granted to the Houses of Assembly. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR) in the state chapter has honored the chairman and chief executive of Osrc Media Group, Kunle Adebayo, with the Margin Trends Awards. The institute described the media executive of the state-owned broadcast outfit, one whose tenacity continues to solidify the revered position of former stations while expanding its frontiers. Osrc's Saeed Arabisala reports that a top member of management of Osrc Media Group, Sir Steve Alabi, was also recognized with a Veteran Award.
The 2023 Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR) Week in Ondo State climaxes with this public lecture, which is a convergence point for professionals from various organizations across the state. The chairman, NIPR Ondo State Chapter, Dr. Lamidi Ishola, described the coming together of the public relations expert as an avenue to chart a way forward for the profession's growth.
In PR, your focus is on your organization, and your focus here is to what? Further cement the relationship between your organization and members of the public. NIPRC have a lot of jobs to do in further enlightening members of the public on what PR is all about.
The theme of this program, the intersection of journalism in public relations and advertising and its impact on society, was addressed by the guest lecturer, Dr. Felix Ali. Chairman on the occasion, Dr. Dayo Duyile, harped on the need for public relations practitioners to prioritize ethical conduct while shaping the image of their organization.
We thank God that the members have been very dedicated to the profession. But if you are not good professional, you cannot hold an association for long. That they have even brought it to these dates, I think they deserve congratulations.
Among the highlights at this year's public lecture was the presentation of the Ondo NIPR Award, with Chairman Osrc Media Group, Kunle Adebayo, receiving the Emerging Trends Award.
Osrc was one of those media houses that supported me in the university. And it's an opportunity to say thank you to the management of Osrc.
He was represented by the Director of Operations, Sunshine 96.5 FM, Alalaye, Mrs. Bukola Ogunkua.
On behalf of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations Ondo State Chapter, I present this award, third Emerging Trend Award, to Mr. Kunle Adebayo, Chairman Osrc Media Group, Akure. Congratulations.
It's a thing of joy, and we really appreciate the NIPR for this. And it means that they are watching us, and they know our worth, and they know that we are pulling our weight in the media industry in Ondo State, and we promise to continue to do more.
Osrc also happens to be an umbrella body for various media organizations in Ondo State. And so when you are talking about things happening, Osrc also happen to be one that will always continue to unfold and unfold and unfold in new dimensions.
Also on the podium in the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations Veteran Award category is Public Relations Consultant and Member, Executive Management, Osrc Media Group, Sir Steve Alabi.
Steve was chairman for a long time, and he was very, very resourceful, and he took NIPR to a pedestal, an award of a worthy veteran for our institution.
Public relations has evolved beyond what we handed over. Of course, in our time, people saw public relations as giving brand envelope to journalists and organizing press conferences. But we took it beyond that. We told them that public relations is about creating a desired image and working to make that image come true. So today now, the profession has really improved. And you have many graduates, even people with higher degrees coming into the profession and doing very well.
Other media executives and public relations experts who have contributed to the growth of Ondo State chapter were also acknowledged.
It's been an exciting moment because right from the moment I joined NIPR, this is the first time one is being recognized for the impacts.
The event transitioned into an in-house affair with the conduct of the annual general meeting of the Institute, just as an election was conducted to usher in new executives of the state chapter. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Iju community in Akure North local government area of Ondo State has begun this year's Iju Day activities with a press conference. Addressing journalists at Iju Utility Center, National President, Iju Progressive Union, IPU, Mr. Akin Oluwalade said the activity would climax on Saturday. Our correspondent Olumide Ido was there and the report is presented from our studios.
The press conference was to intimate the public with activities mapped out for the celebration of Iju Day 2023. The National President, Iju Progressive Union, Mr. Akin Oluwalade said the celebration would feature different activities such as football competition, cultural display, visits of chiefs to the palace, among others.
Football competition among the 7 quarters in the town, as well as private and public secondary schools. 2, free health program for the citizens, covering health checks, that is various tests and examinations, and prescription and distribution of drugs, authentic and genuine agrochemicals to farmers at subsidized rates. These chemicals will include insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, as well as farm tools like cutlass, hoes, and files, among others.
Oluwalade also used the opportunity to thank Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu for the elevation of the town monarch, Oba Amos Farukomi, to Grade A.
Permit me to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Odunayo Akeredolu-san, CON, once again for elevating our Oba to the prestigious Grade A status, which I continue to appreciate this kind gesture and wish Mr. Governor well in all ramifications. We are sure our numerous invited guests to this year's Iju Day celebration for the best of hospitality that Iju is noted for.
Iju Day celebration is an annual event that brings sons and daughters of Iju together to thank God for His protections over the community and to meet minds on how to take the town to greater heights.
And now we move to the foreign scene. Gaza's interior ministry says an Israeli air attack has hit apartment blocks in a residential area of the densely populated Jabalia refugee camp, killing and wounding hundreds. Director of nearby Indonesian hospital says at least 50 people were killed, but there are fears tolls could rise. Israeli troops pushed deeper into Gaza, with witnesses reporting heavy clashes after tanks reached a residential area in Gaza City. Venezuela's Supreme Court has suspended the outcome of an opposition primary vote, prompting Washington to warn it would take action if President Nicolas Maduro's government did not meet its commitment ahead of the 2024 election. The United States agreed to ease oil and gas sanctions against Maduro's government after it struck a deal with the opposition to hold an election the international community hopes will restore democracy in a crisis-rocked country. However, the government subsequently rejected the outcome of an opposition primary to choose a presidential candidate. Akintunde Akishimola has the detail.
Venezuela's top court says it suspended the results of an opposition presidential primary that took place earlier this month. members of the primaries organizing committee were called into the prosecutor's office for interview. The court's ruling comes despite a deal between the government and opposition that allows each side to choose its candidate. The Attorney General announced last week that his office is investigating the primary and members of its organizing commission for electoral violations, financial crimes, and conspiracy. The issue could risk the wrath of the United States, which rolled back some oil and gas industry and bond trading sanctions in exchange for the electoral deal. In response to the ruling, the U.S. State Department urged President Nicolas Maduro's government to uphold the commitments they made at the signing of the political roadmap agreement, adding the U.S. will take action if they fail to do so. The court ruled that the commission must present documents such as candidate registration and voting records. It must also account for the participation of candidates like Maria Corina Machado, who is barred by the government from holding public office, something the opposition says it's illegal. Machado was named the winner of the primary. The opposition, which considers the court an arm of the government, has insisted the poll was transparent and fair, while the Maduro government decried alleged fraud. The opposition held the primary without any state help and attracted more than 2.3 million voters. Akintunde Akinshimola for Osrc News.
And now to sport. Nigeria are through to the next stage of the 2024 Olympic Games qualifier following a 4-0 win over Ethiopia in the second legs of their encounter in Abuja. Uchenna Kanu opened scoring with a goal late in the first half after the team had missed two glorious opportunities. Rashidat Ajibade then met a cutback from Asisat Oshoala following a good run down the right for the second goal. Oshoala made it 3-0 in the 68th minute following a superb cross from Uche Kanu. Ajibade then completed a brace with Nigeria's fourth 3 minutes later. The Super Falcons will now play either Uganda or Cameroon, who met in the second leg of their tie on Thursday. And still in sports, Inter Miami superstar Lionel Messi has now won the Ballon d'Or for a record-extending 8th time. Messi was announced the winner for this year's ahead of Erling Haaland of Manchester City and Kylian Mbappe. The 36-year-old's triumph comes mostly due to his exploit with Argentina at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, where they beat France in the final. Messi's Argentina teammate Emiliano Martinez won the Yashin Trophy for Best Goalkeeper. Real Madrid midfielder Jude Bellingham went home with the Copa Trophy as the world's best under-21 footballer. And with that sports story, we conclude the news tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you in the news that President Bola Tinubu has intervened in the Rivers State political crisis after meeting with the two gladiators, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Sim Fubara at the State House in Abuja. Ajowa Akoko has called on the Ondo State government to recognize Sarah Adewale as the community's regent. The appeal court has declared APC candidate Timi Perceiver for Bayelsa State governorship poll holding in 12 days' time. And from the foreign scene, we told you that no fewer than 50 people have died following Israeli air attacks on a refugee camp in Gaza. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good night.